Your eyesight will be different. You will have better hearing. Once you get the hang of it, you should feel almost superhuman, because in many ways, you will be. One of them puts a band around my arm and attaches multiple IVs without warning. I watch as the same person inserts a needle into the IV and pumps the liquid in. I feel it the second it reaches my bloodstream. This isn't like going to the dentist or some surgery. This is the last moment of existence, in the way I have known it my entire life. Day 3. Wake up. The colors around me are more vibrant than normal. In a flashback, my mind shifts through different sections of my life. It feels like what people describe when they die. Life flashing before your eyes, only mine doesn't end. At first, it was too much to handle, but now I'm getting used to it. Usually when I get this much awareness in a dream, I wake up. Not this time. So I take control. The next moment, I'm 12 years old again, playing a game of pickup baseball with the neighborhood kids. My body has no pain. I move around effortlessly. I come in from second base. It's my team's turn to hit, and I'm up first. I go up to the plate. It's the strangest feeling. I'm aware that I can go anywhere I want, like the lucid dreamers claim, but I don't want to. I like this feeling. I step in the batter's box, put my bat behind my head, and wait for the pitch. I feel nervous. The pitcher readies himself, pulls back, and releases the ball. I load back and hit a grounder past the third baseman. I start running, effortlessly moving my legs, something I haven't done in years. As I round first, I see a car crash down the street out of the corner of my eye. A blue Ford, my wife's car. Instantly, I recognize this as another memory. The next moment, I'm driving my old car, as if I was teleported. I see the mangled Ford in the distance. I don't want any part of this memory, but I can't get away from it. It's taking control. I feel like an observer in my 40-year-old self's life. I race to the accident and screech to a stop behind the ambulance and police cars. I sprint toward the wreck when an arm stops me. "No one comes through here, active investigation." Without hesitation, my younger self pushes past. "That's my wife's car," I say as I sprint by. I run past the ambulance blocking the scene and I see it again. I've tried to suppress this memory for years, but it just won't stay down. I idly stand by as my wife and children are pulled out of the car, mangled and bloody. I see another wrecked car out of the corner of my eye, a fancy SUV with front end damage. There's a man standing next to it with a bandage on his head. He's drunk. The image of that man removes me from the memory and into another one, a courtroom a few years later. At this point, I've developed a medical condition that has led to my demise some 30 years later. Stress-related, according to my doctor. The man with the SUV sits on the defendant's side of the courtroom. His family is watching from the back. He's a congressman. Has the best lawyers money can buy. They offered millions in different plea deals. I wouldn't accept. I remember this day extremely well. The jury comes in with their final decision. The judge puts on his glasses and opens the envelope. He looks shocked and shakes his head. Suddenly something changes. The memory goes away before the judge reads the innocent verdict. Everything feels weightless. My dream state turns psychedelic. Figures pop up in front of me, pulling my consciousness in different directions. This goes on for what feels like hours, being pulled in and out of different dimensions. I don't even know how to describe it. It feels almost more real than reality itself. And then, without warning, it all ends. Darkness. No sound, no sight, nothing. Yet in some noticeable way, I feel awake. Instinctually, I try to open my eyes, but nothing happens. I try to move my body, but there's no response. It feels almost like sleep paralysis, but without any feeling at all. It's horrifying. I assume this is what the doctor was talking about. Is it already over? Did they remove my brain? My mind is moving a million miles a second without any way of slowing down. I start hallucinating, but heightened to the extreme. I try to relax like I was told, but it's hard. There's nothing to focus on. No breath. No place to look. I feel out of control, trying to find any kind of sensation to get my bearings. When out of nowhere I hear an echoing through my head, from no particular direction. We have successfully completed the procedure and are connecting you to a robot for the first time. You are in good hands. I see that your senses or lack of senses are overwhelming you. Don't try to ground yourself in physical reality. Instead, try to find a memory. Right, I totally forgot about the happy place. I imagine an ocean view. It seems to help. Good, says the voice. We are about to initiate the first connection. I will count you down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My anxiety spikes, but nothing happens, which scares me even more. Am I stuck like this? Before I finish the thought, I feel something. Ground beneath my feet. My eyelids open, but the light is too bright. I instinctively put my hand in front of my face. I see it for the first time. The robotic hand that I now control, connected to the robotic arm. My eyes adjust quickly. It's weird. I see clearer than ever before, almost too clear. There's a mirrored window in front of me. It feels like I can almost see through it, so I try. Suddenly my eyesight shifts, and I see the outline of people standing behind the mirror. X-ray vision. I look down at my robotic feet and try to move them. I feel so sturdy and capable. I start to feel anxiety, but then, as if there was something controlling my mind, I'm hit with a wave of relaxation. That must be the brain-machine interface they were talking about. "How are you feeling?" Jamie asks over the intercom. "Right, talking. Let's give this a try." "Good, I think." The voice that comes out isn't my own. "Interesting. Who chose the voice?" Jamie clicks on the intercom. "You actually have full control over how your voice sounds. All you have to do is choose how you want to sound and speak." Without hesitation, I copy Jamie's voice and say, "Like this?" He doesn't respond. I use my X-ray vision to see what they're doing behind the glass. They're all looking around at each other in shock. Jamie grabs the intercom. "Yes, wow, very, very good. Now, how about we get started with some physical tests? We've created a multi-leveled obstacle course. Level 1 is something that would be manageable for a child, and it goes all the way to level 10, which happens to be right behind you and is not possible for any human." I turn around and I see it. 20-foot-tall platforms, chains dangling from the ceiling, deadly falls. If I didn't have this brain interface thing, I'm pretty sure I'd be terrified right about now. I start feeling all my limbs trying to acquaint. It's so intuitive. I look across the room, do a quick sprint, and stop on a dime. My confidence is building. Suddenly, level 10 doesn't seem so out of reach. I'm not sure if this is the brain interface thing or what, but I suddenly have the urge to go straight to level 10. I walk in front of the 10-foot platform. Since my eye level is nearly 8 feet high, it doesn't seem so bad. I look down at my feet, then back up at the platform. I feel no fear. I crouch down, and with all my strength, thrust upward. Huge mistake. This machine is even more capable than I expected. I fly 50 feet into the air, smash into the wall, and land directly on my back. The robot is in pieces. I can't move, but I don't feel any pain. I'm aware of the issues, but there's no pain. Wait, how much did this robot cost? Is this my fault? Before I can even finish the thought, everything goes blank, and a second later I'm in a new location, in another robot. Across the room I see the original robot being swept up. That was poor judgment on my part. Maybe I should start at a lower level? I say to the mirrored window. No, that was wonderful. Please, try again. We have plenty of other machines. Mach 1 will be back up and running in no time. Holy shit. This is the real deal. I walk back to level 10. Along the way, the intercom turns on again. Now, use that last jump as your first analysis. That was max power. 10 feet of power for this machine is about equivalent to jumping up one stair when you were in your 20s. I nod. Okay, got it, I say. At least I think I got it. I find myself in front of the 10-foot platform once again. My human coding seems to be holding me back. I can see the spot where I smashed into the wall. It's nearly 50 feet high. If that's 100% power, then I need only about 20% for this platform, which would probably be about a step. But before I destroy another one of these ridiculously expensive machines, I do a test jump. I bend down and jump up a step. 20% power. I fly upward above the platform, perfect height, and land safely back on the ground. That was perfect. Now try the actual platform. Here comes the confidence thing again. I feel like what I assume a junkie feels when yelling at people while walking down the street. Capable of anything. Without hesitation, I jump up one stair, also known as 10 feet, directly onto the platform, landing with ease. I turn around and look at the mirror James is behind. Wonderful, how did that feel? He says over the intercom. Powerful comes to mind, but I don't say it. I don't want to give them the wrong idea. The 20-foot platform is now in my sight. Okay, 2 steps. I can do that. I bend down, thrust, and fly through the air. Perfect landing. I'm 30 feet up now. There's a chain dangling from the ceiling in the center of the room, 20 feet from the platform, with an adjacent platform 40 feet away, on the other side of the room. I look down at my hands. The grip strength is out of this world. I back myself to the opposite side of the platform, giving myself as much running room as possible. I sprint forward, leap, and grab the chain perfectly, flying forward, releasing 10 feet from the other platform and using my forward momentum to land perfectly on the other side. The intercom turns on and clapping comes through. The big stuff doesn't seem to be a problem for you. How about we try something a little more reflexive? Jamie leads me to another part of the facility. This one looks more like a shooting range. Really good work controlling power back there. This one, however, requires a bit more sensitivity, for lack of a better word. Now, we have a 10-level process for this as well, but seeing how you just skipped to level 10 on the last trial, feel free to start wherever you like. This is all about reflexes. Level 1 starts with catching tennis balls. Jamie quickly throws a tennis ball at my head. I catch it instinctively. But I think you got that covered. Jamie smirks. What's level 10? I ask. Of course. Well, level 10 is a multi-variable level. Catching bullets is the goal, but to do this, we will inject a chemical into your brain that will slow down your perception of reality. Your brain-machine interface will allow you to control its effect. This part is mostly untested, so there may be some trial and error. And as I said, there's 9 other stages, so we can certainly start somewhere. Before Jamie finishes his sentence, I interrupt. Let's do it. Jamie sparks. I knew I found the right man for the job. A few men shoot at targets so I can get a look at what I'll be facing. Jamie left to monitor the injection. The intercom turns on and Jamie's voice is back. All right, once again, try to relax. This is going to be intense. Injecting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Immediately, my eyes go blurry. Jamie's voice sounds like it's in slow motion. My thinking feels so slow. I watch as the men shoot at the targets. I can see the bullet zip by like a fastball. Here comes that confidence thing again. I lunge after a bullet as it comes out of the barrel and intercept it before it hits the target. Perfect catch. Unfortunately, I am now standing in front of another target with a bullet coming right at my face. I try to intercept it, but my arm doesn't move fast enough. It hits me right in the eye and splits my vision in half. I try to stop seeing in slow motion, but I'm not sure how. The brain interface calms me. I need to block the effects. I focus on what's in front of me and try to see clearly. And just like that, time is normal again. That was crazy. First try, James says while entering the room. Are you still in slow motion? You just need to try and see things at a normal speed and it should work. Yeah, I got it. That was pretty intense. Yes, but it could be quite useful. I nod. He looks so short from this point of view, even though he's nearly 6 feet. It feels like nothing to me now. He pulls out another eyeball for the robot, puts it in the socket, screws it in, and just like that I can see again. That was a lot. The chemical they injected into my brain is really messing with me. I start to feel lightheaded. Can I take a minute? I think I'm having a weird reaction to that chemical. Yes, of course. You might have some brain fatigue as well. You have a BMI now, so it can really sneak up on you. It suppresses fatigue, but only to a certain point for obvious safety reasons. Why don't you disconnect so you can get some rest? Wait, disconnect? I'm not sure that's a good idea. Well, that's how you'll have to sleep. The robots aren't really designed for sleeping. Either way, it would be best for you to get acquainted with that state as soon as you can. It could be of great use to you. You can relive past memories, use your imagination. It's the perfect environment for your mind to run free. I nod. Yes, but I'm not really interested in reliving past memories or the places my mind likes to go when set free. He nods. I see. Unfortunately, it's not safe for you to sleep while connected to the robot. If you sleepwalk or have any involuntary movements, you could damage the facility and people around you. I could potentially design a sleeping robot, but it will take a few days. A few hours go by. I'm still in the robot, just trying to relax. I understand why it would be dangerous to sleep while connected to the machine, but it's unfortunate nevertheless. I'm starting to get tired. The plan right now is to wait until I'm on the brink of passing out and then disconnect just before I do. By the feel of it, I'm not far off. And then, right before I fall asleep, I disconnect. Day 4. I'm getting used to the no senses thing. It's weird, that's for sure. But if I focus my mind to the extreme, it's manageable. I feel youthful. I didn't realize how much of what made me the way I was a result of being connected to that body. The exhaustion, the laziness, the pain. I feel so light, weightless, truthfully. I had another dream about the accident last night. One day in, and I'm already excited to be done with training. I want to provide some sort of justice to the world and then pass on like I'm destined to. Shortly after I wake up, I'm connected to my robot and back to training. James was right. The next couple of weeks did go by quickly. I trained rigorously, doing all sorts of different tasks. Shooting, flying, learning to control my brain-machine interface. Just the other day, they did a few new brain removal operations, so I've started training some others as well. My mental health is not stable. This is not a natural way to live. It feels like I've overstayed my welcome on the planet, but I can't go back now. I have to keep in mind the goal I came into this with, to make the world a reasonable place run by reasonable people, and it might just be possible. James and I have begun discussions on our first mission. We have a long, detailed plan, but each step needs to be executed to perfection. There's no room for error. Tomorrow I will infiltrate a mainstream media news station and begin the uprising. This is just the beginning. Day 20, the first mission.